Hi, I'm William, and I am going to do a video on the Pioneer House in Ephriam, Utah. My Aunt Tessa, will, talk, um, a little bit about the house.
So this is the Frederick Christian Sorensen home. It is built in the early Mormon settlement town of Ephraim, Utah, and it was built in the early 1860s. We don't know the exact date, but it's one of the oldest houses in Ephraim and the first one built outside of the Indian fort. And it's made of adobe bricks, and it has a stucco rendering on it, and many of the original contents are still in the house, including furniture, hardware, doors, floors, and the windows are handmade glass.
And here is the living room. As you can see, it connects to most of the downstairs here.
These are the original plank ceilings. These are typical of Scandinavian country houses. This is a humidor from the old Hotel Utah with the beehive motif. We have all of our ancestors on that wall, including the builder of the house. This is a trunk that they brought from Denmark with them. And this is a very fine example of early Mormon furniture, this cupboard. And it's extremely rare, and it's featured in this book on the legacy of Mormon furniture, and it was built by one of our relatives, and it's always been here. And this is a fine example of an early Mormon Danish cupboard, painted to look like rosewood, but it's actually made out of the local pine. I know, right?
Thanks, Aunt Tessa. Next to me is my Aunt Susan, and we are in the west bedroom. It's still a bedroom, and you can see there's a door over there that leads to the cellar, which we're going to talk about later. Back here is a wardrobe, which has some quilts and pillows inside of it. So, and Susan, can you talk a little more about the west bedroom?
Okay, and that wardrobe there is one of the original wardrobes from probably early 1900s, and it was built of wood from around here. It was originally just wood tone, but back in the 1950s there was a fad going around where everybody refinished all the old furniture, so it kind of ruined its value, but it is a really old piece. And this is an antique dresser that belonged to Grandma Jenny. This picture here you probably won't be able to see in detail, but this is Grandma Jenny's graduating high school class when she was 17 years old, and she's right there. And all the girls in her class. And then this bedroom also was a bedroom where some of the children were born here, and my cousin Marjorie was born here in this room, and she was here yesterday, and she was telling us all about it. It hasn't been redone yet like some of the other bedrooms have, and so the walls are still cracking, and the wallpaper is peeling because they're going to do that later. These floors are the original wooden plank floors that were cut by the pioneers when they added this room on. And there's some places here in the floor where it's so old that it bends under your feet. And Thank you for asking me. That was fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This is my great great Aunt Bonnie.
And she's what relation to Grandma Wanda?
She is a sister to my great grandma Wanda.
Yeah, she's her baby sister.
Yes, baby sister for sure.
What were early mornings like in the kitchen?
Ooh, that's got a lot of memories. Some of them good and some of them bad. You know, I slept in that room in there, and my mama, she would come into my bedroom. We called it the blue bedroom. And my mama would come in and she'd say, "Get up, Bonnie, it's time to get up." And I'd say, I'd just roll over. And so I'd wait till she'd come in again. She'd say, "Now you get up." She says, "It's just the devil's workshop if you stay in bed." And I said, "Okay." So I didn't know what the devil's workshop was or what kind of work he did. But anyway, I'd get up then. And you know, I hated to get up because my dad drank a lot of coffee. And I could smell that coffee, and I never liked the smell of coffee because it was always cold in the house in the morning. We didn't have furnaces. And I'd come out here, and I could smell the coffee, but he'd have a good stove, a good fire going in our coal stove. And the coal stove had an oven in it. And so I would go over, open that oven and get a chair, and I'd put my feet in the oven to get warm. And it was nice then. Then I didn't mind getting up. And then my dad, we kind of supposed to fix our own breakfast, but I wasn't very good at it. And that was my memories of the kitchen.
All right. What do you think?
Thanks very much, Aunt Bonnie.
Oh, thank you for asking. I just loved growing up here, but I didn't love it as much at the time as I do now.
This is my grandma Judy, and she is a daughter of my grandma Wanda, my great grandma Wanda. So, Grandma, you told me the other day that this used to be a bedroom.
Yes, it was a bedroom for Aunt Bonnie, their youngest child. And there was a big bed right in here that was up high, but it was narrow like this. And so you had to kind of climb up to get on it. And lots of places in these little towns did not have indoor bathrooms in those. Even the schools did not have indoor bathrooms. The kids had to go outside from school to go to the outhouse. And so that was just how things were. And so this was a new bathroom when indoor bathrooms were new. And my grandpa George was mad because he thought that it was unsanitary to go to the bathroom inside of a house, that you shouldn't poop in a house, even if there was a toilet. And so for the whole first year after this bathroom was here, he would not use it. He kept using the outhouse.
And then in the second year, he gave up.
And then he finally started using it after everybody else was.
Thanks very much, Grandma.
You're welcome. It was fun to tell you about it.
In here is the main attic, which is what I call it. So this is from a lot of stuff that the pioneers had, because over there are a few lanterns, which a few may have done for your pioneer project back at school. Over here, we have a huge doll head that the name is called Penny.
Penny's a little bit creepy.
Yeah, Penny's creepy. But when my mom was little, everyone dared each other to look at Penny, the life-size doll head, which I think is kind of weird. And another staircase, and the stairs this time has a railing, and color. Over here you can notice the kind of wet adobe brick over here, and which is the main structure. And this is my Aunt Ewan. Aunt Ewan, how did this wall get here?
Well, this type of stone is called oolite stone, and the quarries are only here in Utah, and a lot of the temples, like the Manti Temple, is built out of this stone, and a lot of the old houses. But this particular stone was part of Fort Ephriam, and the pioneers built it originally when they settled this area. And then when they didn't need the fort anymore, people took it and built the fences to delineate their property lines. And then, so it was out there, and then we dug it up and we built a wall. So it's all about the pioneers, and we like to be like the pioneers and repurpose things and use them over and over again. So thank you for having me on your show.
Thanks, Aunt Ewan. So in the backyard, we're doing a few things that I won't show you. There's a outhouse, and down.
Tell what an outhouse is.
A outhouse is outside where you use the bathroom. We also have a few tool sheds and a few other cool pioneer stuff. But in conclusion, I hope you liked my show, and I'm glad you could learn a little more about pioneer cultures. Thank you.